Hi, welcome to Polyphonic Press. I'm Jeremy Boyd.
I'm John Van Dyke.
And today we're going to be talking about the Arcade Fire. And it's not an album review. I did that review last week, I guess. But now there's a story out, but basically having to do with their tour dates, and basically they're requiring a dress code for the audience for their tour dates. And I'm not exactly sure if this is necessarily a good thing. Basically, the dress code is you have to either wear formal attire or like a costume. I think what they have now is they seem to be doing this theme with like big bobblehead kind of costumes, and I think they're encouraging people to wear that. Or I don't know if it's just Halloween costumes or whatever it might be. This is on Slate.com, but I'm sure it's being reported on many different websites. You can probably follow the story anywhere, but I'll put a link to the article that we're reading it from. And basically, it was someone at NME, which is a British music magazine, pointed out when they were looking for tickets on Ticketmaster's website for an Arcade Fire show, they saw in the information that it was a requirement to either wear formal attire or a costume. And at a recent show, Win Butler, who is the lead singer of Arcade Fire, said, "To anyone who felt uncomfortable dressing up, I'm not sorry." And also earlier,
that just kind of reeks of pompousness, personally. I think so.
And they also said, they also tweeted before their recent Montreal show that formal attire or costume is mandatory, and in brackets they say formal equals suit, dress, or fancy something. So they're pretty vague with what they consider formal wear, but basically they don't want people dressing in jeans and t-shirt. Yeah, and but the article goes on to say that they're not really the first band to do this. LCD Sound System at one of their shows, I think it was one of the final show at I don't know if it was their final show if it was a final show of a tour. They requested the audience wear either black or white, or people get. I know the Black Crowes have done this many times on Halloween. They'll have like a costume contest, and the band will dress up in costume, and they'll encourage the audience to dress up in costume.
The keyword being encourage.
Yeah, exactly. They don't. It's not a requirement. I know back when the Black Crowes were getting back together, I think at one point Chris Robinson put out a message on the website saying he wanted all the audience to dress in white. And he said most people did, but if you didn't dress in white, they weren't going to turn you away.
Yeah.
But you said something interesting about sports arenas not really being accommodating.
Well, this is true. It's if we're talking strictly from a practicality standpoint. I mean, proper music venues such as like Carnegie Hall, Massey Hall, whatever, like. That's fine. From a practicality standpoint, that's what people used to wear when they went to these halls when they were built to begin with.
They took that into consideration when they were building them.
Exactly. Yeah. But, going into a sports arena, it's just these places were not meant to be wandered around in heels.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And people do wear heels, but, the combination of heels and a long dress, that's kind of a tripping hazard.
On steep staircases, concrete steep staircases.
Yeah. And if you've ever been to a concert in a sports arena, I don't care if it's summer or winter or whatever. It gets hot in there.
Yeah.
Especially you have all those people in a room close together. Body heat starts to warm people up, and it's hot and it's sweaty. Even if just you're in a jeans and t-shirt, it's hot. So add on, a suit or tuxedo.
A lot of people actually go into a lot of effort to try to wear something that they will be comfortable with during the duration of a concert.
Yeah, and you see people dressing up. You know, they'll wear nice pants, nice pairs of jeans, like a shirt. Like they'll basically dress up like how I'm dressed right now.
Like a job interview kind of dress.
Sort of. Well, maybe a little more casual, but
Yeah.
I've never been to a concert where it's been formal attire. I've never been to a concert where it's been...
Personally, I haven't either.
No. And the article makes a good point as well. It basically, they said that the band is known for their sort of theatrics. And they're saying that they're not really a small band anymore. They are playing these bigger places like sports arenas. And so, you know, the argument is it really going to make for a better show if the audience is dressed up? Like, does it, you know, I understand the band being in costume and putting on a show, but does it really matter
I don't
what
know if it's
what
gonna
the audience
make it.
is
Well,
wearing?
it doesn't really matter. I mean, sometimes it adds another dimension or something to it, but
Yeah.
if you're actually counting on the audience to make your show better, well, learn to play.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But I'm not actually saying that they're not playing well. I'm quite certain they are.
Yeah.
But
And the thing is, like, I see bands like I don't know, name any band who can put on a great show with just jeans and t-shirt, and the music always speaks for itself. If a band kind of gets into like huge theatrics, it's kind of masking that they're not, even if they are really great musicians. It kind of sends the message to me that they need to put on a huge show because the music can't. They're insecure about their music.
it's sort of a gimmicky thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to try and draw in ticket sales.
Only the truly eccentric can usually get away with something like that.
Yeah, I mean, people like Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
You know, people are Marilyn Manson. People who have
The White
established.
Stripes.
Well, yeah, people who have established themselves as not just putting on a concert, but you know, being a theatrical music act. The Arcade Fire are a band. They've established themselves as good musicians. So to all of a sudden, or to add in the element of theatrics, doesn't really fit in with what they've sort of built their reputation around. Alice Cooper from the beginning was a showman.
But he never required that from his audience.
And yeah, he never required anything from his audience. You know, you go to a
Just to
Kiss,
throw livestock on, no.
you go to a Kiss show and people dress up in Kiss, but they don't say you have to dress up as we
No.
do. It's something that people like to do.
Kind of like the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
People were not required to dress up as the characters from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's just something that happened.
Yeah. So to sum up, the article basically says earlier this year the Arcade Fire did a graffiti campaign.
Yes.
With the Reflector logo, which is the name of their new album, and so it's which I don't know. They said it didn't really work. I don't know if it worked because it just seems like this band is trying to market themselves in such a way that they need to sell themselves because the music isn't selling them as much as it used to. That's what it kind of sounds like to me.
I'd say, well, that's what it sort of seems like, but they're not exactly not selling or anything. They're selling really well.
Their album is doing. I think their album went to number one on the Billboard charts.
I think they're doing this strictly from an artistic point of view.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I think they're maybe kind of getting a little carried away with it.
Yeah, maybe a little.
So, I don't know.
That does happen.
It does happen. But anyway, let us know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think are you planning on attending Arcade Fire show? And if so, are you going to dress up? Or are you just going to avoid it altogether? Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you stay updated with all the videos that we post. And don't forget to check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and Last.fm. And that's about it. I'm Jeremy Boyd.
I'm John Van Dyke.
Take it easy.